welcome to the second battle report on the YouTube channel Glory of Golden State Gaming. I'm your host, Swamp Swimmer, and on my right I have my trusty friend, Vespasian. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. I think you've pretty much won the spot. You're trusty number two in this
I
YouTube
like it.
channel.
I'll try to live up to it.
So, I heard about a little thing called the Ninth Age League going on UB. That's run by Abrasis, is that right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, from Poland, I think. And I think he has a nifty name for it. It's like the Fading Flame
Yeah,
or
the
something like that.
fading,
Yeah,
yeah. Something like it's going away flame, I forgot.
yeah.
But we want to talk about it a little bit because both Vespasian and I will be joining the league.
So you'll see some games from it, hopefully, in the future. Yeah,
But I think it's really cool how he's running it. We just got the rule pack, if you want to call it that, and he's running it like the soccer leagues in Europe. You know, like the he's going to have one big tournament to do rankings for the first set, and then they get up. Everyone gets chopped into leagues, and then after each season, the bottom two drop out from that league, and the top two go up to the next league. So it's a
right.
constantly shifting leagues, which I think is going to be really cool.
And he's also got a mechanic to let people change lists, but it punishes just using a list once, right? So you really want to kind of invest in your lists as being something that you'll use again and again. But that keeps it fresh. I mean, I think this thing is going to take something like 6 or 7 months, right? So just
This
having
is
one list
this is
would
gonna be the
be
long haul, yeah.
ridiculous.
I just
Yeah,
like
but
how
it's
it's I like how it's separating those leagues. So like if you're in the bottom or lower leagues, it'll just be fun. You're going out there, no big pressure. And then the top league or two is really going to have like I think a following. Like those games, all those games are going to be on UB with a bunch of people jumping in the room watching it, and that's kind of like it become almost me. Those top two leagues will be like a spectator sport almost. I think it's
yeah.
going to be really cool.
And he's got like, is he over 120 already? It's a pretty sizable tournament at this point.
Big.
So
It's going to be big.
cool. Yeah.
So we're on
So
board.
check it out. Yeah.
We'll be doing bat reps on that for sure. But let's move on to this bat rep. This is from the Gauntlet Open, which was the second tournament after the big 3-man tournament that happened before. I didn't participate in that. You did,
Yeah.
and this was the open one where anyone can come in. I ended up forming a team with Skaven and AZ, which is a prominent YouTuber, and another guy from out there in
Oh,
Arizona that I'm.
did we not mention him as one of our inspiring? I love you, Skaven and AZ. I'm sorry for not mentioning you last time. One of my favorite battle report channels. Although you've been slacking lately, so
Oh, calling him out. I like it. I like it. Calling him out. Yes, definitely. We forgot to mention Skaven and AZ. I'm a big fan. I'm a friend of his. What were we thinking? But in round one, we got matched up against I believe, a Belgium team, and I was matched up with a mirror match, Beast Herds against Beast Herds, with a gentleman named, and I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but Moose or Mouse or something like that. But we had a great game. It was in Circle Breakthrough. Those were the deployment in secondary. If you watched our last battle report, my list is very close, but instead of having the BSB on foot, I have a Centaur BSB that's a little killy. He's got the supernatural dexterity on the lance. The rest of the list is about the same. The 4 units of Centaurs, 5 pieces of chaff, 3 beast giants, and 2 big blocks of wild horns. And let's move on to his list. He had kind of, I don't know, I guess you can call this a typical list. He's got the Soothsayer on Druidism Master. He's got the Minnow Chieftain BSB with a Greater Totem Bearer. Centaur Chief I can't remember where he used him, but he was just in the unit, I think. Filling out his core with chariots and ambushing wild horns, raiders, 2 7-man blocks of minotaurs, so that's pretty beefy, both with a blackwing totem. 12 centaurs, razor tusk chariot for the extra inch of charge, and 2 units of gargoyles for chaff. I felt pretty good about this because I was definitely out chaffing him. And I think since across the board we have agility 3, if I get the charge on any of those minnow blocks with my wild horns, I feel good. But I gotta watch out for the blackwing totem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think definitely a more typical list. Some interesting stuff in here though. Not he took some off meta choices. That the big centaur block is cool with the great weapons. I know Smith F would like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, some interesting stuff. I think you've definitely got mobility on him for sure. Those centaur blocks are not super mobile. So sorry, the Minotaur blocks are not super mobile. So interesting. Okay, cool.
So
So
here
even
we
though
are.
it's a mirror, it's not really a mirror.
Yeah, very different armies, same, very different builds, same army. Yeah. So here's deployment. I think we were trading back and forth, and I decided to push hard on the left side. No, we were trading, and then he dropped everything to go first after a while, and then I had dropped just my chaff, and then I went hard left side. Uh,
Remind me the scenario.
it was, what was it? I already forgot. Breakthrough.
Breakthrough. Okay, got it.
So he's got. I'm not worried about his one ambushing. He only had one ambusher, because I put any one of my giants in front of that ambushing unit, and it can just take care of it. So these are after vanguards. I didn't vanguard much because he's got the. I know he's going to go for some long charges because he's got the +1 inch to his charge range. And his turn 1, he just moves up. He pushes forward everywhere, and he keeps his gargoyles back, which was surprising to me.
Okay, so he's moved up, but not doesn't look like he's taking any like big risky moves yet.
Magic phase, he gets off healing waters over here on the centaurs, which is fine. I think that's the I think that was the charge I was going to go for. So we'll see what happens here. So on my turn, I don't charge, and I remember now, and I go for the chaff. And I left him with a long charge here. I'm sorry, I'm chaffing with my gargoyles over here. I remember what happened now. So the big move, the most important, was I'm setting out as much chaff as I can. I think I fully commit with chaff, and then I'm setting up counter charges. The most important one is right here. The giant sitting behind the impassable, that's going to turn out to be really strong. But we'll see what happens next. In the magic phase, I get lucky. I get because I was afraid. The one thing I was afraid of on the left here was his gargoyles making a long charge into my centaurs, because those gargoyles can wipe up a unit of centaurs, or at least permanently damage them with a charge. So I put the distracting +1 armor on them and the +1 toughness on these guys.
What was the thinking behind not fully chaffing the big centaur brick? Because his character can charge out there. Did you not have the move for that? Or?
I don't think I had the move for it. Where were they before? Yeah, because they were on the far left here.
Okay, so they just couldn't make it. Okay, got it.
But you're right. He can definitely make that charge.
Okay. Yeah, looks like a strong move. You want to get started here, apparently.
Well, it is beast herds on beast herds. Like, come on, we just got to get it going.
Yeah.
Let's see. His turn. He takes the bait basically everywhere.
Okay.
Not much to talk about here. So, this is what I had a choice. He basically went to, in his magic phase, he went healing waters on the left, and then I knew he was going to do Blackwing on the right, which would have been really bad for me. I think I saved I saved my dice for Blackwing and I rolled a 2 or a 3 and it didn't pass. That really killed me in the center here because if that I would have had like I don't know how many charges onto that unit. If I remember correctly, I actually think I'd go for it anyway because I just wanted to hopefully get a Blackwing off myself, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right. He blows through the chaff here, almost overruns into my centaurs, and then everywhere else he doesn't overrun. So this is exactly what I wanted, right? I wanted all of his units out there so I can charge. And I was thinking also since he has Druidism, I want to get multiple combats going. So he can only really buff up one of them. All right. In my phase, this was a big phase for me because this giant here charged his gargoyles that were chaffing him, and they fled from terror, which was incredibly lucky for me. And because of that, I can charge. I could
roll too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, bad luck for him. Okay.
And because of that, he angled these minotaurs just so I got in the flank. Oof. Okay. So I decided to take it. He was gonna get 2 minotaurs on me, which is a lot, but it's a giant. I decided to double charge these guys because what I was thinking here, so if these guys go in the front and then I hang off these guys on the right and I blow through them, these guys will overrun into these other minotaurs with the giant in the side, and then hopefully I'll blow up both units in one turn.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You went all in on the center brick, even though does he have thrown up? Is that
Yes, he does. He was keeping it there.
Okay. Okay. So that's all right. Interesting.
Also, something to note: his ambushers come up right here.
Okay, and he fled with the chariots from your big centaur charge there. Okay. Interesting.
And I think I decided not to redirect into the minotaurs because I just wanted the one unit into them so he can super buff that one unit, and then this unit hanging off the end. Because also, if these guys would have charged there, it would have been his character touching my character, which I don't really want.
Sure. Okay.
On the left, I charged with the 2 centaurs, but it was a scary choice because he had the full healing waters off. Because I'm swinging before him with a lot of attacks. If he didn't have the healing waters, I would have blown through it like easily. But it was a risky move by me. So everyone makes it in. Fantastic. And a way I took care of the ambushers was, again, just putting like one giant in front of some wild horns. It's going to win every day. Every time. Especially with the uprooted tree, I'm auto-hitting strength 5. So 3+ to wound. Awesome. All day. All day. In the magic phase, I end up getting reroll to wound and +1 toughness on them. You know, I don't remember why I put the +1 toughness. I think I was afraid of them swinging back at me because they are minotaurs. They're going to do a lot of damage.
So he stopped Blackwing, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you wanted to have some guys left to survive, to strike, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, let's see here. Shooting, nothing happens. There's beasters, there's no shooting. Amazingly, on the left, I go in, I do like a crazy. I was rolling like crazy. It was typical UB dice. He swung back at me, blew up the one unit, and blew 3 out of the other units. Only had 2 guys left. Ended up winning by the combat by 3. He broke, ran. I caught him.
Oof.
It was lucky.
Okay. Yeah. That's big.
But then in the center, I whiff. I only kill 2 minotaurs, and he comes back and he kills, 13 guys?
Yeah. That's what minotaurs do.
Man, minotaurs, they're brutal. They are brutal. So I'm still steadfast, so I still stick. Not the end of the world, but I'm not going to overrun into this combat. And in this one, I do a lot of damage. I do 6 plus 2 is 8 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a 7-man brick. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
right. Yeah.
yeah.
I do 4. He does 3 back to me, but I win combat because I charged in the flank, and he fails his turn to face,
Oof, that's big. Yeah.
which is huge. That really saved me there.
Yeah. Leadership's ended up being a big problem for him here.
Yeah, really. Because his general is actually his wizard, which is way over here on the left. So everyone's doing it on the base leadership, but with a reroll.
Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like you kind of whiffed against those chariots over there on the right.
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot, but
Yeah.
I still did what 5 wounds and he did 1 back to me.
Well, I think he was sitting on 2, so it looks like you only did 3, right?
He was sitting on 1 and I was sitting on 1, so he did 0 to me and I did 4 to him.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. In his phase, he goes. This really scared me. I saw it coming, but I was like, I didn't see how I could have stopped it. His Razor Tusk Chariot into my unit of centaurs with my BSB in it. That was scary. If he rolls high, that's going to do a lot of damage. And then he flank charges my 2 remaining centaurs with his gargoyles.
Right.
And he also rallies his chariots up on top.
Okay.
So I'm not feeling 100% good right now because these Minotaurs should just blow through these guys in this turn. And these guys just need to turn around to face the giant to do a lot of damage.
Yep.
And his phase, he gets off. Oh yeah, again he gets off nothing but the Blackwing Totem.
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, stopping the heals is big, but yeah, that's a shame for sure. You're
I
gonna rip
think
through that.
I think that was the choice I was making because I already kind of blew my load with these wild horns trying to do damage to them. So now I don't care if they strike first. I'm just trying to survive. All right. So in combat, kills my centaurs over here. He kills all the centaurs in the unit, but he doesn't kill my character, and then I do 4 wounds to him, which was incredibly lucky, and I stick.
How many attacks do you have? 4?
Well, his impact hits went before me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I swung with I think 3 guys and the character.
Okay. So some were still there.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Wow, that is unlikely. Good for you. Okay, beast
Yeah.
mode.
Even if they did blow through them, I'd lose my BSB, which would really suck. But I had the centaurs back here to follow up a charge.
Yep.
In this combat, he just destroys the first unit, and I think they break and run off the board. And then this other unit still has steadfast, and then moves over to face them
You
again.
did some decent damage too, which is pretty good. So
Yeah, I knocked off two more guys, which was great.
yeah.
In this
Now it's your
combat,
turn, so you can buff them.
exactly. And in this combat, he knocks me down to 1 wound.
Whoa.
And then I think, and then he lost combat by something very small. How did this work? I don't remember. Yeah, because I killed 3 wounds. He did 3 wounds, but I'm in the flank.
Oof. Okay.
And then he fails his turn to face again.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
brutal. It was just brutal.
And you clean up the chariots on the right.
Clean up the chariots on the right.
And he didn't go into your giant on the bottom, so that's
Yeah.
okay. But he just didn't move at all. That's kind of
I
weird.
think he just kind of wiggled around. Yeah, he did that move.
Okay, dancing. All right.
I don't think he had a better option. I mean, he could have come up on the right or something over here, but Actually, you know what I think about it? He probably should have just come on this corner.
And just parked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
Okay.
my phase, this looks like bottom of 3. Yeah.
Mhm.
I go for the charge there.
Yep.
They're in. And I go for the charge down here, which he stands, but I'm going to blow through them. And my giant on the top right moves far enough to get out of the chariot's arc.
Nice, and you're threatening the center and his bunker, which is that's a nice positioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Magic phase, I go off. I get gnarled hide, reroll the wound, and battle focus off on this unit.
Woof.
That's the thing with my magic phase. I've got a lot of small spells, so if I start getting a little hot on dice, I can start rolling spells really quickly.
So what did he stop? Blackwing? Was that the
I think it
or did
was,
he
yeah.
just
I think it
okay.
was. But even with his depleted unit, I think I blow through him.
It's a very like when you're in the forest, it's a super stable phase, which is what I like about it because that, as well as anybody in that druidism phase, if you roll badly on one spell, it basically kills your phase, right? Whereas this
Exactly.
is much more flexible. Okay.
Let's see here. And then in my phase, I destroy the unit here in the center, except for the character, and he's got 2 wounds on him.
Wow.
Just a ton of damage.
Nice.
But he went before me, so he did a lot of damage to me too.
Yep.
And shockingly, the giant stays alive with 7 wounds. He did 1 wound to me, and I think I did like 2 or something to him. And he breaks from combat from that.
Wow.
I don't catch him, but it was pretty incredible. That giant took on a minnow block, but that was
Yeah.
that was just lucky on dice, to be honest. The giant down here does a bunch of wounds, makes him run, but doesn't catch him. And then in his phase, he rallies everything. And he chaffs my centaurs over here from coming into his bunker. And he does rally. These are the gargoyles that ran away turn 2 from the fear test, from the terror test.
Oh, they're all the way over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They bumped
Yeah.
through like all sorts of stuff.
He rallies on the bottom. That's lucky. Okay.
In this combat, in his magic phase, he casts regrowth on his character who had 2 wounds on it, which was smart. Healed both wounds. When I was thinking about it, I was thinking like it was the attribute and it was only going to do 1 wound. I mean, I still got rerolled a wound on them, but that's pretty good.
Is it the big spectral? Like, do you have lethal?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's got
Nice.
Agor's affliction, so he's going to be losing that.
Yep.
What is it? It's not fortitude save. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I go for the double charge here. Oh, I remember now. In the magic phase, he tried to do entwining roots, not entwining roots. Master of Earth on this guy, because he has 1 wound left. And I decided because I wanted to block that because I wanted the double charge of both giants into the minotaurs. Because they're swinging before them, and I'm going to do like just a bajillion attacks.
Right. Okay. So you are higher agility than them on the charge. Okay. Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Charge the chaff here. Charge them again. I think they flee from terror. Made it in. Magic phase. I go off again. Blooded Horn. Battle focus. Whispers of the Veil. On this guy.
Okay. Oof.
So I better kill him. The giant catches the fleeing wild horns, and I make it in with both giants. So with these both giants, I've got 18 auto-hitting strength 5 attacks.
Going first, and he's got no buffs. Okay.
like this unit should get wiped, right? Right? Because it's their strength 6, AP 1 gonna charge.
Yeah, so you're going to wound on twos, and he's gonna have a 6 up.
6 up armor save. Yep.
18. Yeah, so you should kill him. Okay.
I kill all but one. I leave 3 wounds on the table and don't catch him. He swings back and kills that one giant.
Yeah. Okay.
It was. I thought I had him, but in
Yeah,
this
that's
combat down
disappointing.
here, I do 2 wounds. Not horrible, but he's gonna. My unit's almost gone.
They did their job.
He rallies that minotaur, charges the side of the giant here, and he chaffs these centaurs to get away from his brick. I'm feeling good at this point in the game. Well, I don't know. It's not sold yet. And he moves his block. So in
He's playing the objective well. If he just parked that unit in the bottom right, made you work for it, he might have been sitting in a good spot on the objective at
yeah.
least. But yeah.
All right. He blows through my giant. I think he rolled really well on the impact hits, and he killed the giant just with impact hits, which was pretty cool.
Yep. Yep.
I ended up killing his BSB,
Yep. Nice.
which was
Big points.
yeah. And then by this time, it's double charge here, charge the chaff. I'm just cleaning up, trying to get off. This is bottom of 5. Bam. I don't know what I was thinking here. I was thinking he was going to charge in my turn this one single minotaur into my wild horns. So that's why I put Whispers of the Veil on him to minus his toughness, so hopefully I can kill him. Just kill him right out with my attacks back at him. But
did you get anything else off? That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
I think it was a bad phase for me. I blow through his chaff and I don't break his chariots. It was really bad, and that's with my my centaur character in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did 5 wounds. He did 7 wounds, and we stick. Bit scary because then I was thinking now he's totally in charge with this minotaur into this brick. He runs away. I think he wanted to save points, and he gets regen up on these chariots.
Okay.
Then at this point, I kill the chariots. Luckily, in my turn, because then my BSB shows up and does a bunch of wounds. And then in the bottom of 6, I do a long charge, my centaur chief into his bunker. Get a bunch of magic off on him, challenge out his general, and kaputs. And that's the end of the game.
Okay. Wow. I mean, it seems like it went really, really well. The chaffing in your one was, speaks to the strength of the list, right? I mean, being able to chaff across so many different threats so easily.
I was a little worried because I fully committed my chaff turn 1. I didn't have any backup chaff.
Yeah. I mean, but I think, it ended up playing well. I think, obviously you know how it ended up, but looking back, charging that Mino bus with the with Blackwing up in the center, that could have gone the other way. Like you could have gotten 20'd that turn if he breaks you, right?
Yep, it was definitely a risky, especially this over here against his centaurs.
Yeah.
It was risky. I definitely took some risks. I think I should have gone in with the wild horns into the front of the minotaurs with my giant in the side. That would have just broken them immediately, and they can turn to face these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got lucky on the dice, Moose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that gargoyle unit breaking um, or panicking from the terror was big for sure. That obviously made a huge difference.
So it ends up a 19 to me. So, and
Well
then
done.
my team also did pretty well, and in this tournament capping is 45 points, and we got 42.
Okay,
So it's pretty awesome.
nice.
We're looking great in the Gauntlet Open, and we'll probably get paired against someone really good next turn.
Okay, very nice. Congrats.
Thank you. I'm happy with the game. Again, I'm happy with the list. Tweak it a little bit. Again, the centaurs are not my favorite, but I'm pretty happy with the list.
Cool. Okay.
But that ends bat rep number 2. Thank you all for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and look for us next week for another one. Have a good day.
Thanks.